It's time now for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It's Tuesday, February 1st, 2022.
It's a nice morning. This is nice for wintertime.
I don't really need this coat.
No.
It's not bad.
It's not too bad out, but it's the calm before the storm.
It's calm before the storm. Brace yourself. Here it comes.
Yeah, we'll see. It depends on which model you're looking at.
The weather departments are flipping coins. Snow or ice, snow or ice.
You know, I seen
rain.
Actually, you know, they're talking about yesterday we were watching the weather forecast, and every hour they were changing it.
Oh.
And I finally found the map that they were using to do the weather.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's the prediction.
There you go. Yeah.
This is
so
this is what we know so far is going on with the weather.
The blue is snow, the red is ice. Boy, look at Iowa and Chicago. There you go.
I had to put that on there.
Let me have a copy. I'm going to send that to Channel 3.
This is what we know about the weather as of now. We just took everything we heard and put it together.
Don't get a good chuckle of it up there. Anyway, February's coming in. Letting us know it's coming, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So we're going to see what happens. Rain, snow, ice, freezing.
We're going to get something. I mean,
I hope it's just rain.
I think we're going to get something than rain, but rather how bad it's going to be, who knows? We'll get through it one way or another.
Yeah, we'll get to the weather here in just a minute. I got to tell you about Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. Well, you got 3 locations to serve you Brewed Awakening Coffee. You got Bomber Boulevard, which is 7:02, almost 7:02 in the morning. It's going to be a little bit busy with faculty, staff, administration, and students going to the schools and offices. Then you've got Anytime Fitness out in front of out the 62 East Plaza, out in front of Anytime Fitness, 62 Plaza. Both are drive-throughs. They've got either side open. Both windows are open to get through rapidly, especially on Bomber Boulevard. They recognize their cars, and they know.
Yeah, they get them through.
Well,
they keep that school rolling.
So then you got Baxter Regional Medical Center's main entrance lobby. Follow the COVID guidelines there. Brewed Awakening Coffee, the very best coffee in town. They got mochas, lattes, frappuccinos. Then you got pumpkin spice, French vanilla. Then if you get hungry,
they got all your foo-foo flavors.
Even buttered latte, and I don't even know what that is.
All right, we're going to talk about the important things. They got cinnamon rolls that are about this big. And
they'll fill up a dinner plate.
They're awesome.
They will.
They are a full plate. They are really good. They got scones, apple and cherry turnovers. They got huge muffins. Those are important things. So even if you're not a coffee fan, they have something for you, but they do have coffee, by the way.
Yep, they sure do. Check them out. Brewed Awakening Coffee is the best coffee in town, and if you'd like to have some Brewed Awakening at home, you can stop by one of the drive-thrus. They'll grind up some beans for you. If you got a coffee grinder, they'll even sell you the beans. You grind them yourself. And you get half pound, 1 pound, pound and a half, or even more. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more expensive what you pay for coffee at the grocery store, but this is Brewed Awakening Coffee. They get the freshest roasted coffee beans. I mean, you're standing in line, and Juan Valdez is there with Millie the Mule. I mean, you got some fresh roasted coffee beans coming in,
I hope they stocked up. The mule's going to have a hard time in the snow, but we'll see how it goes.
But check them out, Brewed Awakening Coffee. They've been with us for many, many years as a sponsor, and we really appreciate them. And today is the day to enjoy Brewed Awakening Coffee. Stop by the studio here at 1226 Commerce Drive. Love to have people stop by and have coffee with us. Check them out, Brewed Awakening Coffee, the very best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. And tell you what, a lot of folks, I go buy Brewed Awakening every day. Yay! Keep it up. Great folks, and you'll love the coffee. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes, 29 in the state of Arkansas with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Here in Mountain Home, talk to Brad, Bruce, Charlotte, Chris. Anyone there can help you with pre-planning, perhaps the passing of a family member, loved one, friend, whatever it may be. They're very caring, loving, understanding. They get you through a very difficult time. It's never a good time when you have to go to the funeral home. But roller folks are just, well, you see with all our respect on the screen right there, that's not just a graphic that Scooter puts on there. It's how they do business on a daily basis. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. Let's pause now for our morning prayer. Heavenly Father, finally something in the news that's something other than COVID. It's called the weather. It's funny how even the weather forecast can change our focus on things. But seriously, Lord, we need to be prepared for this winter weather coming through. Most of us remember well the massive ice storm from 2009. I just pray that's not repeated. But Lord, I pray for our elderly living alone that there will be no loss of power that provides heat and cooking in our homes. And then, of course, for our county's road department, Arkansas, Missouri highway departments, along with police and fire departments, we pray for their safety. Lord, I pray if it be your will, let the freezing precipitation not happen. Rain is fine, it's safer. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings. It's my prayer today. Amen. Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas bring the morning prayer each and every day with all our respect. Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
brace yourself.
Dun, dun, dun!
You can't do
the
that
weather.
if we get a lot of snow. It'll cause an avalanche.
Yeah.
Oof, coming up the building.
Here we
then
go.
we can't get out of the driveway.
Here you go. You're just embarrassed.
You'll have
can't
to go
do that.
outside to do it tomorrow.
You're just jealous.
Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, for all your real estate needs, your full-time professional real estate award-winning team, I should say. Realtors you'd recommend to a friend. 870-405-0793. Time to take a peek at the White River. Hey, that's not a bad shot. That's pretty good. 62-412 bridge, left side of the what's Rainbow Bridge. It's the older bridge. You see the railroad bridge there just a little bit farther north. You see the city of Cotter. Of course, the beautiful White River separates Marion County from Baxter County in the city of Cotter. Baseball park, railroad museum right there is the little clearing right there, and picnic area right down at Cotter Springs. You see Contractors Trust. You see the two light bulbs turned on right there. On the right side of the screen is Contractors Trust. Beautiful city of Cotter. And, of course, the beautiful White River. We got the, there we go.
The other camera.
Okay, it just now zoomed back. There's a zoom out on the bridge. And you see, of course, Cotter Trout Dock. And they do a fine service for folks that want to
It's always a beautiful shot of the bridge right there where you see the lights.
We see a train about this time, about 7:06, 7:07, something like that, coming in eastbound. You know, you see some cars, very top of the screen, you see cars on the main highway, I guess would be called the bypass around Cotter. But the beautiful White River, the Cotter Bridge this morning, brought to you by the Z-Team. While you're at retiredarkansas.net, be sure to check out all the listings with the Z-Team in both states of Arkansas and Missouri. From Gainesville to Mountain View, Arkansas to Mountain View, Missouri, back to Marshall, Arkansas, the team is ready to go. Bob and Linda Zador is always busy, but never too busy for you, so give them a call at 870-405-0793, your full-time, professional, award-winning real estate team, realtors you recommend to a friend. Well, here we go. Weather time right now. So we're sitting right now home at 47 degrees, Harrison 45, 53 at Batesville, 41 at Yellville, 36 at Marshall, 48 at Salem, 36 at Mountain View, Arkansas. Excuse me. And then around the region, West Plains checks in at 48, 46 at Springfield, 34 in Poplar Bluff, St. Louis at 38, and in Watford City, North Dakota, where I got a boy working up there, 2.
He can have it.
He can have that one. They had a blizzard come through up there. I mean, just terrible. Anyway.
Yeah, but they're going to be expected to work right through it.
Oh, yeah. They get up minus 20 and still work up there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But the funny thing is, with all the predictions of snow and rain, there's very little bit of precip on the map. You see it in western Washington. You see it around Los Angeles, back over to Phoenix, northern Arizona. And then there's some just to the north of North Dakota, a little bit still lingering in Minnesota. And then out in the Gulf of Mexico, Louisiana, and Texas with a little bit down in there. But that's about it that's showing up on the map. So I guess
where are they showing it's coming from? Do you know?
I guess the southwest.
Okay.
I think it's from the southwest. So I guess it's coming in, it swirls over the Gulf. I'm not sure. So, but there's just not a lot of precipitation going on. So, somebody's going to fold their arms and blink their eyes and make it rain, I guess. Anyway, let's zoom into Arkansas where we have some lighter showers showing up. Now, some of this may not even be hitting the ground. Could be radar indicated, but maybe in the upper atmosphere. You see it down around Hot Springs Village, to the south and southwest of Russellville, east of Boonville, Arkansas, in the southwest quarter of Arkansas. Other than that, your highways are pretty well clear. Highway 62, 412 east and west of Mountain Home. Highway 65 to Branson. Then all your interstates, 30, 40, 49, 55, 555, 530 in Arkansas, clear at this time. You see Memphis on I-40 to Jackson. We're looking good there. Interstate 155, Kennett, Missouri to Dyersburg, Tennessee. No problems there that I'm seeing yet. Moving on up into Missouri, Poplar Bluff, Missouri north on Highway 67 to St. Louis. We're in good shape there. 60 and 160 west of Poplar Bluff, Branson, Springfield. We're in good shape, as well as Highway 65 north of Springfield. Interstates in Missouri, 49, 44, 70, and 55, all looking good right now. A little bit to the east of Overland Park, Kansas. It crosses the state line there. A little bit around Mexico, Missouri. Other than that, in pretty good shape. Southern Illinois, East St. Louis, Illinois, east on I-64, south on I-57 to Cairo. Evansville, Indiana on I-64, no problems there. I-24 and 69 at Paducah, no problems. Union City, Tennessee, down Dyersburg on US 51, we're in good shape there. Very colorful map. It's very similar. Didn't you have one just like that?
Yeah.
The bright orange is blizzard up at the Canadian border in the eastern part of North Dakota. And then Missouri, this lighter right here.
All right, we're going to compare the two maps here. You got that map and that map.
There you go.
They're really close. Sorry.
Right here, Missouri, that's a winter storm warning. In Arkansas right now, it's a winter storm watch. So the darker blues right here is a winter storm watch. The other is a winter storm warning. So it's actually coming in from western Kansas, crossing across Missouri, Illinois. Of course, it's going to affect Kansas City, Joplin, Springfield, Poplar Bluff, St. Louis, all the way to Chicago, Springfield, Illinois. It's going to cut north of Indianapolis. So once it hits the state line, it'll jump north of I-70, it looks like here, depending on, it just depends on the freeze line. That's all it is. It just depends on if it's, we're talking to some folks here in the studio, if it's 23 in Gainesville and 33 here, it'll make a difference. So 7-day forecast starting Wednesday at noon through Wednesday night. We have a winter storm watch, warning, whatever. It could be snow, freezing rain, ice. We just have to wait and see. That's just what they're saying. We don't know. They're showing high of 59 today, 43 tomorrow, then dropping temperatures, drops to 21 on Wednesday night, 28 on Thursday, high of 34 on Friday. So this is basically a 2-day event. We'll have sunshine in 34, so we'll have some melting. Then Saturday, we're looking at 38 degrees. Let me scroll down and see what they're saying for Sunday. And Sunday, 43, and next Monday, 44. So there you go. Anyway, Norfolk Lake is sitting at 552.59. Bull Shoals is at 657.63. Checking iDrive Arkansas. And we have some maintenance items going on. Traffic moving well on all the interstates. 49 to Fort Smith from Fayetteville. And Fort Smith to Little Rock and Texarkana along I-30, I-40 to Memphis in good shape. And Highway 67, 167 going through, looking good as well. Not bad. Be sure to check iDrive Arkansas, Missouri Department of Transportation if you have to travel during the bad weather, and check those routes. Checking the cameras from Arkansas Department of Transportation here in town. This is Highway 5, 201, 62, 412. Normally a lot of traffic due to the hospital and Baxter lab with shift changes around the 7 o'clock hour. You see the Exxon station here and Casey's right here, a few cars at the light right there. And you see the cloud cover moving in. It's going to bring us some rain later on this week. Cardinal Drive looking east.
Later on today.
Later on today. A little bit more traffic here. Of course, see the light just turning yellow right there. You see the McDonald's Golden Arches. Century 21 Lemac Real Estate right down in this area as well. And some more cloud cover there. And then we'll go to Club Boulevard, my favorite shot, looking down the hill. We'll see the cars that are heading east coming up the hill now that just went through the light. Holly's Jewelry here. Climaxy Chevrolet right over here. And, of course, Baxter Regional Medical Center among the mountains here. Beautiful shot this morning with the cloud cover in Mountain Home. Then around the region, we'll turn on the traffic cameras and check Mammoth Springs real quick. Mammoth Springs at Highway 63. I always enjoyed going through Mammoth Springs. Come in right here. I came in on 90 and I turn left, go up in Missouri, go up to Highway 142 to Donovan, head over to Poplar Bluff. Nice little drive there. You see the Spring River here and the state park right here, and you see the blue sign. You barely see the sign this morning. It says, "Welcome to Missouri." But the difference color and highway right here is your state line, Arkansas, Missouri. So you're looking in extreme southern Missouri and northeast Arkansas this morning. Beautiful shot there from Mammoth Springs. Then Black Rock at the Black River, normally a really pretty shot. You see a beautiful sunrise there, Black River under the bridge there. And they've actually got sunlight over there at Portia and Black Rock. That's pretty, I'm jealous. Send us some sunshine, guys, come on. It's funny, you come out of Black Rock and you got mountains, mountains, you cross the Black River. Man, it's just like somebody ironed it over there. You know, it's really flat. All the roads are in good shape in Missouri, looking good. Be sure to check that before you travel after the weather comes through. Real quick, oil prices at 87.76. Sting, that hurts. Ouch, never mind. Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped 406 points, closing at 131.86. And once again, the Dream Network. My good friend Marla Lucas is the CEO of the Dream Network. She helps women and children in desperate situations. Right now, they have a little program called New Souls for Little Souls, and they're helping children that need shoes, that have family situations that can't afford them. So if you can go to dreamnetwork.org and hit the donate button, any amount is appreciated. Morning weather and all your updates are brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zador for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Your professional full-time real estate team ready to serve you today. Community calendar. The legendary Lester White was here yesterday.
He was.
I'll tell you what, American Legion Baseball fundraiser got slapping leather, the 21st annual Texas Hold'em Tournament, Saturday, February 19th at the Elks Lodge on Highway 62 East, 11 a.m. registration, 1 p.m. tournament starts. Shuffle up and deal. Well, they got some prizes here. $2,000 Visa card. Wow. Wow.
There's a lot of prizes.
There's going to be a lot of prizes.
Yeah.
From the American Legion Baseball Board, coaches and players say thank you for your support. And real quick, I got one other. We're at 7:15. We do have the Compassionate Friends of the Twin Lakes Area meeting February 3rd from 6 to 8 p.m. And it takes place at the Ozarks, the Hospice of the Ozarks Administration Building located at 811 Burnett Drive from 6 to 8 p.m. on the 3rd of February. I'm going to say weather conditions be considered in that, so stay tuned to that. So,
with the weather coming in and everything, the wrestling team was supposed to have some matches on Tuesdays and Thursday, but they moved everything up to tonight. So if you want some interesting, if you don't have anything going, yes, if you don't have anything going on today, and you want to go out and watch some awesome wrestling, support the kids, today would be the day to go. We're going to be at the high school gym starting at 5 o'clock. We're running 2 mats. Give you an idea, you got Mountain Home, Batesville, Jonesboro, Cedar Ridge, Mountain View, and Batesville Southside, all at one location to battle it out. Boys and girls will be wrestling. We've got about 50 matches tonight that we're going to try to pull off between 2 mats, and it will be entertaining. And whether you know wrestling or not, if you go out and watch it, you will get involved. It is one of those things that you'll be on the edge of your seat waiting to see what happens. And it's good quality entertainment. Yes, I got a very busy night. I've already hauled mats over, beat the rain, so now we're going to set up
tomorrow morning he's going to keyboard marks on the forehead when he does off.
We're going to try to cram a lot in one night, so the kids could really use the support. So whether you have a kid that wrestles or not, it'd be great entertainment. Just come out and watch, have a good time.
All right, going to take a break. After that, we got the Baxter County. We got all kinds of folks here from Baxter County.
We got a rough group over here.
But we're going to have a fun time. Oh, Mickey's tuned in. We're going to tell all kinds of Mickey Pendergrass stories.
Oh, Lord.
He could call in on feedback. We better take a break.
We're out.
In trouble.
Be right back.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora of the Z-Team at Century 21 Lee Mack Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredtoarkansas.net.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
It's almost 7:21. We got members of the Baxter County Road and Bridge, the county judge's office. Trish, David, and Larry are all here. And I guess, we might as well dive right into it. Weather's the big factor right now. And I tell you what, you got a thankless job. I mean, you work 24/7 sometimes on some of this stuff, and you still got to put up with, why ain't you getting to my road? Where you're 1,800 feet in the air on some mountain that's, I mean, I've been down Push Mountain. I don't know what it's like down in that part. So who wants to start off with all this and what we're doing in the county?
Go ahead, Dave.
Well, if you want to start off just with the weather, it's been kind of like you guys mentioned earlier, it's been up and down here and there. No one really knows what's going to happen, but we're planning as if it was that, if you remember back in 2009, that ice storm. I think I was 15, 16 years old at the time. So we're planning for that to happen. Let's cross our fingers, hope it doesn't. I've seen anywhere from the latest from National Weather Service that came out was anywhere from 2 to 6 inches of snow, sleet, and ice. So I could handle some snow. I like the snow, bring the kids out, have a good time, but sleet and ice I could do without. That's when you get more accidents down the road.
So we know.
I'm the OEM director for Baxter County.
Which is Office of Emergency Management.
Office of Emergency Management, exactly.
Yeah, I tease the people at the hospital. They said, well, you come to ER for a MRI and an EKG. What's the initials?
Yeah, and I'm the worst probably with abbreviations. So people will start spouting them off, and I'm just like, what does that stand for? So I get those looks like, what is that? What does OEM stand for?
Yeah. So what's your main focus as OEM?
Right now, like in a situation like this, we're very fortunate here in Baxter County to have a lot of great partners, a lot of great agencies we work with. Our phones are constantly ringing, people calling us from church groups to the schools to the mayor's office to the courthouse, road and bridge. We're everywhere. So we right now, like in a situation like this, like I mentioned, I had the mayor call me yesterday. We're working on setting up shelters, having those ready to go, generator for backup power in case we do have power outages throughout the county, because we do have a lot of elderly folks, like you mentioned earlier, that stay at home by themselves. They're kind of they need some help in a situation like this. So right now, like I said, we're focusing on shelters, getting those set up. Real Life Church is actually going to set up and open Wednesday. They were open from evening to, obviously through the night, for people to stay the last several weeks, over the last couple months actually. We're working with the mayor's office. Hillary Adams called me yesterday and offered to open up the youth center as a warming station if we needed. A couple of churches offered to open up as warming stations. The hardest part about a situation like this is if people get without power and they don't have a place to go. Backup power, that's the main thing, the main issue you run into. So I spoke with a gentleman, thanks to Mayor Adams, yesterday with Entergy, where they have a surplus of generators that want to get out to places that, bigger facilities, take the fairgrounds for instance, or a place like the youth center or churches, that we can, if a situation does occur like 2009, bring them there, and they would have heat and places to sleep, food, etc. So that's really good news. Other than that, we're just we assist Road and Bridge where we can. We assist the SO, fire departments.
There he goes again. SO, Sheriff's Office.
Yep, Sheriff's Office, exactly. There he goes again. But we just assist those agencies the best we can. work with, like I said, work with our school systems. I'll be reaching out with Dr. Long later this evening.
So you've got Cotter, Norfolk, Mountain Home school districts.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir. And usually the schools are fantastic. We got some great superintendents at those schools that reach out and are always willing to help. And if they need something, they're definitely calling. So I'll be reaching out to Dr. Longley this evening because I was told that he offered up the junior high as a shelter if needed. We've used that before. If you remember the Hiram Shaddix tornado that had hit over there, that we'd actually used the junior high as a shelter for that. And then and Red Cross is amazing. We have a trailer out at our OEM office that we can utilize, filled with cots, blankets, all sorts of stuff to help in situations
and that's Red
like
Cross?
this. Yes, sir.
Then I think Salvation Army.
Yep. Major John Robbins over at Salvation Army has been fantastic since he's been there. So they usually help us out with their cantina.
And in some cases, Convoy of Hope out of Springfield will come down too.
Yep. And there's a lot of other great organizations. Food Bank is fantastic. They help out tremendously.
There's
churches.
also there's a disaster relief group through the Southern Baptist churches too that I was familiar with. I used to know people that worked at it. I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but they do something similar to like Red Cross, Salvation Army, and I think those three work together in bad situations. So.
One of the most reliable resources in situations like this, because they have a plethora of people that just want to help others, are your churches. And so we have a bunch of fantastic.
Yeah, Vince is doing a good job over there at Real Life. And I'm sure some of the
Vince
others,
Daniels, Kirby Brown, two fantastic guys. I'll tell you what, they've been a blessing over the last couple of years with getting the outreach center up and running, and that thing is, I think that thing is state of the art. I mean, they got everything you can need in there. Full kitchens, bathrooms, showers, places to wash clothes. It's on Rossi Road, right there by the recycling center, just past it, going towards the bypass.
Cool. Wow, that's pretty good. So when you're not facing snow and ice, what do you do with OEM?
When we're not doing things like this, well, we're kind of the same thing, really. In a way, we're just we're doing a plethora of stuff. We're always working on projects. Right now, we're working on a mobile command unit to bring into the county, as it would be a great asset. We work hand in hand with our 911 department. There's actually 3 of us in the OEM department. Mike Shatrump's our 911 coordinator. Joe Quinn is our deputy OEM / safety coordinator, and then there's me. So a lot of people, when they say, "Oh, that's OEM for the county," they just think it's one person. It's definitely not. I would definitely not want to be doing all 3. That's for sure. But we during this COVID. I kind of hate to bring that up. Feels like it's never going to go away. But throughout the pandemic, for example, we've took numerous trips to Little Rock to get tons of PPE for not only first responders and sheriff's office, law enforcement. Baxter Regional, our nursing homes, things like that. Throughout the pandemic, we've done testing events. We partner with BRMC and UAMS. There I go with abbreviations again.
University of Arkansas Medical Sciences.
Yes.
PPE.
PPE, that's another one. So we partner with tons of agencies to do those testing events that we did in the past, the vaccination events, the booster shots, etc. So we do all sorts of stuff, and my personal opinion, I've worked a couple other places, and there's no better job to have than in emergency services. So.
Wow. You also do a lot of work with the fire departments.
Yeah, absolutely. Fire departments, we got tons. If you're not familiar with them, we got tons. We have 19 different fire departments for the county. That's city and rural areas. Every one of them fantastic to work with. They do a great job. I know they'll respond to anything from a lift assist to a structure fire.
Well, and we talk about it here on the program a lot. When there's a 911 call, say it's a motor vehicle accident, that's an MVA.
Yep.
They don't ask, well, what's your license plate? Is it Arkansas, Missouri, Wisconsin? No, they respond.
Exactly.
They respond.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like, who you are. They're responding there to help you. at the end of the day, that's what they are volunteering to do.
So we've got Office of Emergency Management through the county judge's office. Then you've got highway police, state police, city police, county sheriff's offices. Then you have to be able to coordinate between Baxter, Marion, Ozark, Fulton, Sharp, and any other counties that border Baxter. Then, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and we recently we haven't something hasn't come up, a major situation come up to where we've had to assist our surrounding counties, Marion, Fulton, Izard, but there has been those situations where we've had to reach out to them. We've had last summer we had some search and rescue situations where we were assisting other counties, and they came in to help us out, hazmat situations.
Really?
To where we've been gone, and a tanker truck actually ended up getting into an accident and dumping fuel everywhere on Tracy.
Yep.
If you remember that, Tracy
Yeah, I
Prairie
remember
Road.
some about that.
So actually Fulton County's OEM came over and handled that situation because we were gone to a conference when that happened. So
Never fails.
Yeah, and then Road and Bridge also assisted with that situation. So that's how it usually goes is for OEM. It's usually when you're not there, something happens. But when you're around,
that's Murphy's Law.
Yeah, so we're gonna make sure to stay in town the next couple of days. So let's hope nothing happens with the weather.
Kind of like being in Vegas, saying, "Well, that machine's ready to pay off when the power goes out."
Exactly.
We drop the quarter.
Exactly.
We're gonna go ahead and grab the first break. We'll come back and talk with Larry and Trish after this. So stick around. Be right back. When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Hi, I'm Benny with Ammo Dump.
At Ammo Dump, they carry new and used firearms, large supply of shotguns, rifles, and handguns. Ammo Dump will buy, sell, or trade in your item and can special order whatever you like. They also have knives, scopes, ammo of any caliber, and provide gun cleaning and restoration. Call them today for the best competitive pricing around.
If I don't have it or can't get it because they don't make it, come and see us.
That's Ammo Dump, located next to Woodman's Package in Norfolk.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
It's almost 7:34, and who wants to go next, Trish or Larry?
I'll go.
Okay, there you go. Road and Bridge, the thankless job.
Yes, it is. But, we enjoy our job. We love helping people of Baxter County out, so it's just...
You all do a great job.
We try our best. We have a good bunch of guys. They work really hard, and they do a good job.
But here's the kicker. We complain about taxes, but you can't fix a road for free.
No.
That's right.
Bottom line.
Materials anymore are just astronomical, what it costs. to do a road. Just one tanker load of oil for a chip and seal road last year was $20,000. You know, that's not counting your rock, your prep time, and that's about a mile's worth of road. Asphalt, just 2 inches thick for a 2-lane road, you're talking $80,000 just for a mile. Mm-hmm. And they were expecting it to go up this year again. So, and metal prices for culverts, they were jumped up 3 or 4 times last year.
Unreal.
Yes, and it's really expensive.
Not to mention gas.
And then gasoline.
Yeah, and then
gasoline,
and
diesel. Then you got your lubrication oils. Because people don't think you take one truck. It's got crankcase oil for lubrication. Then you got your fuel, differential, transmission, transfer cases, anything that's hydraulic fluid, perhaps on some.
There's a lot of problems we had problems with last year. Was with parts and repair, trying to find parts, and of course paying for the parts because the prices have gone through the roof.
Now, when I worked at Harold's Auto Parts, I've made hydraulic hoses. Oh. Mm-hmm. You know, 3/8, ½ inch. In fact, I made a four wire. That thing's 35. It was over $1,000 for a hose for an asphalt machine. I think it was 1.25" 4 wire.
It's crazy.
Braided, yeah.
You know, parts that was just on a shelf. You could grab it anytime you wanted, or they're gone. We were looking for some injectors for a grader, and Cat. You know, it'd be 3-4 weeks or a month.
Through Caterpillar?
Yeah, it's just that hard. The other place the foreman found a supply of them was in Australia, but you had to come get them.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So it makes it kind of hard, you know.
Okay.
Of course, the foreman he volunteered to go get it. You
I was about to say I'll go.
Yeah.
Catch the next kangaroo in Sydney, right?
There you go.
Wow, you are. Well, does a lot of this have to do? Let's talk about spark plugs. Champion, AC Delco, Motorcraft. What was the other? Autolite. Most of them now made in China.
Yes. If it's not made in America, good luck getting it right now. You know,
batteries, tires.
Yeah. And you're gonna pay for
car
it.
batteries.
Yes.
I
A simple chain for a chainsaw.
For the big truck batteries.
I was told yesterday by my foreman told me, Jeff, you know, a simple chainsaw chain is $60.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
For what length? 16, 18?
16 inch. It's just astronomical high. It's just gone nuts. You know,
This is crazy.
It is.
Now, do y'all have to put up with a lot of the computer stuff that you know, nowadays something goes wrong with the car, ding, check engine light, you plug in, well, you got to change this.
Yes,
throttle
we are
position
graced.
sensor, or O2 sensor, or mass airflow, or.
I don't know how these mechanics, the ones we got now, they're very knowledgeable on the computer side of it. I don't know how they do it. And they can plug it in. I've seen one of our mechanics trace wires for 2 days just to find one little broke wire somewhere, and that was the fix on it.
I was with Mike Sisk at Min Mechanic one day, and they've got the snap-on plug-in device, and there were several things they were doing on a Ford product, and the brake light switch, they had it jumped at the time to see if the switch was good or bad, or see if the connection was good, and that scanner picked up, brake light switch has jumper wire. It could feel the resistance, the difference in the wire. Yeah. It's amazing what they're doing, but you know, we talk about this ever so often. I'm points, condenser, and carburetor type of guy.
Yes, most certainly.
I like the fuel injection in the winter because I don't have to.
Yeah, some of these graders they come out and I think we've got a couple now that they're joystick driven. It's all computerized. I mean, you just can't believe the computers that's in this, on those things.
Wow.
But yeah, it's and they're good at it. We're lucky. We really are to have a couple of mechanics. Because if we had to pay for it through CAT or another mechanic, there's just no way. Wow. We couldn't do it.
Well, let's talk about road maintenance and let's talk about lane miles. You know, Arkansas Department of Transportation gets out, let's say they go from here to Gassville, 6 miles. But they can clear basically one lane at a time. So you go down and back 4 times, you got 24 miles in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that how y'all look at it?
You turn around and look at the county and look at how many miles they have to cover. I mean, all the way from the line down to Big Flat.
Yeah, you're talking almost 700 miles of roads that we've tried to take care of. You know, and unfortunately, I wish we could pave every road in Baxter County, but we just don't have the money for it and the funds. And I wish we could. You know, we have to look at it as, you know, the most high traffic areas, and we just have to go from there and work our way back. And we have to get people upset because they can't get their road paved. And I wish we could, I really do, but We just can't. We just got to be really particular where we.
Well, and what were those figures? 20,000 for a tank of oil for what now?
That's just for the tack oil for the chip and seal.
That's before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're talking your prep time of doing it. You know, and it's really expensive, more than what people think it is. They don't realize how expensive it is. You know, the state, I don't know what their cost is. Those are higher than ours, and I don't know how they do it. But you know, on the other hand, if it wasn't for state, a lot of our roads we couldn't get done because we get them done through state aid.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing to us, because if it wasn't for that, we'd be way behind.
Wow.
And the costs are getting high enough now, and there's communities like toward Fayetteville, they can't afford to take care of what they got, so they turn them back to dirt, just because the simple the cost and the upkeep.
That's unreal. Well, in my opinion, though, we've raised this minimum wage, and it's good for people to make a good wage.
Yes.
But I was talking to somebody, well, rather than start paying everybody really high wages, why don't we lower the prices on everything so we can afford what we need with what we're making, you know?
Exactly.
I'll tell you this story because I've told it a million times on the air. I grew up in southern Illinois, just outside of St. Louis, and one time we loaded groceries in the back of the car. And Mom says, $23 this week for groceries. This is in the 60s.
Wow.
That's a family of 5. Then it cost $23, and Dad would drive 38 miles to work, and then carpool to save money. Had a 65 Chrysler with a 383, so you can probably figure 11, 12 miles per gallon. $5 was enough for the week if we drove 300 miles or more. $5. So all the fuel we needed for the week plus all the groceries didn't even come out to $30. Of course, that's 55 years ago.
Yes.
Right. Yeah,
We made our bed. We're having to sleep in it now.
Yes,
really.
we are.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Wow. So,
Yes.
so tell us something we don't know about Road and Bridge.
Well, right now our main focus on, of course, the weather's coming in, and we're getting the trucks ready for that. The last couple of days, making sure we're ready to go when it hits. One of the other big projects we're working on is down at Denton Ferry, is the new bridge coming in down there. The temporary road we've been working on the last few weeks. It'll probably be ready next week.
Really?
If the weather, this week, there's no telling we can't.
So what kind of damage can be done if, say, we get the sleet and the snow and all that? Will it damage what the prep work you done for that temporary road?
No, not for the prep work we've got done for right now. It's just we can't work on it right now. It's just the weather's not permitting us to. So, but we should have it ready to be open probably into next week.
Really?
Then we'll start tearing out the old bridge when we get it opened up. So hopefully this next couple of months.
What's the time frame for that project?
They have a year to have it done. They have to come this coming December of 2022 to have it done and completed.
Wow.
So we're hoping for great weather so we don't get too many delays.
We are. Hope for a drought this year, no floods.
I can see the water would be
yes.
kind of an obstacle to overcome. Wow.
Yes, it is. It'll be nice when it's done. I mean, over the years, and that old bridge's been there since sometime during the 70s, which it's done its job, But there's increased traffic, increased water, the floods have just
the county
get worse and worse.
Growing. I mean, we got a lot of people. And you look at the housing crisis. We have Bob Zadora in here once a week with the real estate report. And in 2017, there was over 1,000 homes on the MLS. And we're lucky to scrounge 150 right now in this MLS area. So the county's growing.
Yes, it is.
On that same subject, we've been doing some hiring. Out of 5 people, only one's been from Mountain Home. They've been from Texas, Colorado, Springfield, just all over the country. Yes, moving in.
Yeah, it's funny.
A lot of applicants from out of the area.
From out of the area.
Yep.
And like Bob says, it's quality of life. See, it's all your fault. The roads are too good.
Yes.
But we appreciate you guys and what Road Bridge does. We just don't know. It's like, well, they won't get to my road. Well, there's probably some factors there.
Yes.
Money being the big factor. I mean,
it's a big factor.
If you're let's say you're going to pave somebody's road, what's it per mile? Say it's just a one lane.
Just a one lane, about a mile.
To pave it or chip and seal?
You have chip and seal. You're looking about $20,000 to $30,000 per mile.
Per mile.
And that's for 2-lane road. Like I say, asphalt, you're looking around $80,000.
Yeah.
Just for a mile, and that's only 2 inches thick. That's just 2 inches thick. So
if you asphalt it, how long will that last?
The asphalt, you get around 20 years. Chip and seal, 6, depending on the traffic. We've had roads in subdivisions, not a lot of traffic on. They've been 10 or 15 years or longer. And chip and seal it works great for around here for us. Just 6 years go back when you're done.
Yeah.
And you're good. It
But
don't
then
last
your
as
road
long,
prep
but it's
has
a lot
to
cheaper.
do. If you don't do it right to start, then you'll be back there sooner.
In this area around here too, there's a lot of soft spots of the ground. If you get cedar glades, it's really hard to.
You have to do any blasting?
Not really blasting. It's just when you get in cedar glades in this area around here, it's not just the best material to build a road on. You really just have to dig it up and just start laying the rock to it and try to get you a good sub base down.
Wow. See, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Boy. We appreciate
Most of the people are really glad when they see us come out. Some of them get impatient.
Well, yeah.
I always tell them, if you'll be patient, we'll get you a good road. It's not an overnight deal.
But here's
we'll
the
get you a
kicker.
good road.
When they bought the house on a dirt road, they knew they had a house on a dirt road.
They knew, yes.
With a chance of having to pave being slim and none. So.
Yeah.
And I take those calls, and it's hard for me to not say that.
You bought it that way. And I'm one of them. I live on a gravel road, and I bought it that way.
But you knew that?
Yeah.
So, anyway, coming up on 7:46. Time for a break. More with the county right after this.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
At Serendipity Bliss, we love turning your day into a once-in-a-lifetime memory by offering unique, beautiful, and specialized event and wedding rentals that can transform any atmosphere into something you will never forget. Whether it's your dream wedding, a golden anniversary, sweet 16 party, or a company event, we can make any event blissfully perfect. Serendipity Bliss carries unique specialty gifts and bridal jewelry and helps coordinate decor, table items, theme-related pieces, and more. Make your day blissfully perfect with Serendipity Bliss, located behind Car Care Mountain Home.
Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas. It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
7:49, and now, even though it says Mickey Pendergrass County Judge, she's the one that runs everything.
I try. I try. Yeah, Judge is in Little Rock for a judges conference this week. He'll be back Wednesday. So, actually, quorum court meeting is normally the first Tuesday of the month, and it will be not this evening. We've moved it to next Tuesday, February 8th, and in his absence, so he'll be back Wednesday, hopefully before the storm hits. Yep,
yeah.
And then we'll carry on with quorum court next Tuesday night.
There you go.
Yes.
So you get all the phone calls and all the good stuff, right?
Well, Chrissy gets majority of them, and then she'll decipher them, hand them to me or Judge, and then we try to keep his Judge to have to deal with as many calls, the least calls as possible. So, but we enjoy, helping the people. The majority of the people that do call in, they're nice. Mountain Home's got great people.
Sure.
Baxter County has very understanding people. So the majority of the calls are very nice. You do hear more complaints than you do compliments, but every once in a while we do get the call where people are wanting to praise OEM or Road and Bridge or anything like that.
So in your line of work, just what goes on behind the scenes? We talk weather, we talk OEM. Tell us something we don't know about.
Okay. All the ordinances for the
really? Okay.
for that get presented to the quorum court, that's basically what I work on. I do all the paperwork, I pay bills. Both these guys bring me stacks of bills on a daily basis that I have to make sure get paid and taken care of. And
what's the budget for the county? I forget, he mentioned it, I think. Didn't you budget, I think they had that back in December?
Yes, it was in December. I want to say it was like 17 or 18. It's like 18 million.
Yeah. But, that's with today's prices, that's...
Oh, yeah. And it's...
Sounds like a lot, but with today's price, it doesn't go very far.
No, it doesn't.
When 18 million, that seems kind of low, but what people don't realize, let's talk about this, and Scooter brought it up, we got Highway 101, 201, Highway 5 all goes to the Missouri state line.
Mm-hmm.
And so either side of these highways are county roads that are Baxter County. We have one school, I don't know if they still do or not, I need to talk to Dr. Long, but at one point we had one school bus went up Highway 5 to 160, turned left, and went back into northeast Marion County. Mm-hmm. So you're Arkansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Missouri, Arkansas, just get one kid to school, in northeast Marion County. But either side of Highway 5, 201, 101 is Baxter County roads. Mm-hmm. So you've got a long, wide county from Missouri to Big Flat. And of course it narrows down to Big Flat. It's not as wide as Big Flat is across. How do you keep track of everybody? Because we're talking Gamelia,
it's not easy.
Clark Ridge, Three Brothers, Big Flat, Norfolk.
You just ask Larry, he knows where everybody's at.
We have a great big map in the office.
Yeah.
Because literally, when I've lived here 50 years, as of June this year, I've been here 50 years, and I'm not kidding. In the day, well, how you get to Larry's house? Well, you go down here past the Methodist church, and just a little bit past there on the left's going to be a big oak tree. You turn left, go down that road till you see the pine tree on the right. Then you take the road to the left. That's how. That was directions.
Yeah.
But now it's County Road 1 or County Road 714 or, so you all had to map all this out.
It's all mapped out. Yes. We had a foreman, Jason Denton. He mapped this out. It's been a few years back. But I call him a Google map. He knows every single road in Baxter County, whether it's a name or a number. He can tell you where it's at and how long it is because he had to measure it. So he knows where they're at. And like I say, we have a big map. It's on a computer system, yes. So we have 4 foremen, and 3 of them are on the road every day in their area looking and driving and seeing where the bad spots are.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Or, people call in, hey, we need this, culvert put in, or we have a pothole and he's fixed. So they're out every day looking all day long, just driving around looking.
Well, after living there 50 years, I'm used to West Road, Buzzard Roost Road, Promised Land Road. I don't know the county numbers. They say, where's County Road, blah, blah, I don't know.
And they're not near one another.
They got to memorize. They know where they're at. So
that beats everything. But it's funny how things change in 50 years because, and Highway 178 by the golf course was Buzzard Roost. Or the Buzzard Roost Cutoff. I don't know, they may still call it Buzzard Roost Cutoff.
Yeah, they're on them every day, all day, 10 hours a day. So, I mean, they know their roads, they know where they're at. I say, where's this road? Oh, okay, no. Because they'll know where it's at.
Wow.
They know. They're good at their job.
So part of this job is working with all forms of other agencies, whether it's other county governments, it could be state police, highway police, sheriff's office, city, How do you all coordinate? Let's go back to the tornado in Gassville. I know that John Montgomery was just overwhelmed with outpouring of chainsaws and help, and then other agencies came in to give Sheriff Montgomery's men some relief. Remember that? They just, I think Boone County came over, Marion County came over to help out a little bit. You had something else like that?
It really just comes down to your relationship with those agencies, really. Of course, talking about that tornado that came through Gassville, that was way before my time. I remember my mom was actually running the Gassville McDonald's there at the time, and that sign had fallen over and everything. And me as just a teenager, I was helping, the owners of McDonald's and my parents and other workers get stuff out of the freezers and things like that to move them to other stores, here in Mountain Home. But it really just comes down to, like I said, your relationships with those other agencies. If you're not willing to talk to them or even look at them, say hi to them, then in a time like that it can be extremely bad. And you're kind of scrambling, looking around and there's no one there to help you. But back in 2009 we actually had the CERT program, which there's another abbreviation, but it's Community Emergency Response Teams. Tina Cole was our deputy OEM at the time, and she had a CERT program up and running, and it's volunteer based. The community can come in and they actually help in situations like that. Anything from just rendering basic first aid to going out and giving road and bridge guys or fire departments, law enforcement, water and make sure they're good to go, and just helping clean up some brush, simple things like that. We may not give everyone a chainsaw, but to help out cutting trees up, but some that can, things like that. Just minor things. That was available back then to help get just more people to assist, and that's a good thing about Baxter County is fantastic citizens here. There's always people calling up, what can I do? How can I help? And that's great to have because not a lot of communities are fortunate to have that. And so now what we've actually done is our deputy OEM Joe Quinn actually started that program again.
Wow.
And so once again, go back to church groups. We've had large church groups come in and say, hey, we got 20, 30 people that want to help do this. And then volunteer fire departments have been wanting to help do it. So our CERT program is getting back up and running slowly but surely. So we'll have that to look forward to when we have a situation like that again. But it like I said, it just comes down to relationships.
It does.
And just talking to each other, communicating.
And I think it wasn't that the tornado in Gassville was a big eye opener of knowing that, hey, we've got to have these plans set up beforehand. We have to have these better communication lines, whatever the case may be, because you never know in a split second how things change. I'd gotten a phone call right after it hit, and apparently I was on some list because I had a construction company at the time with heavy equipment that if they've gotten to any issues, then they call me and have me bring out the equipment. The funny thing is I had no clue I was on that list. I mean, just out of the blue, and the tornado still was headed for Mountain Home at the time when I got the call, and I'm in the basement. I'm like, as soon as it passes, I'll be happy to. Right now, I'm ducking under cover, but I ended up spending the week out there with some heavy equipment, which was fine. It just, if I would have known ahead of time, I would have had equipment loaded or whatever. Things could have been set up to make it a little bit smoother. But
emergency preparedness never stops. It's a constant running machine.
So I think the final thing that we need to, like about a minute to go here. Before you complain, consider the cost, consider, what's going on behind the scenes. And so somebody wants to elaborate. We got about 35, 40 seconds. Who wants that? Just a comment. Blair?
Just think about the time that goes in, these guys put in trying to make your road better, and they give 100%. to doing that.
And be patient.
Just for an instance, this last snowstorm we had guys that worked 10 hours that day and stayed till midnight that following night. Just try to make sure the roads will be safe in case something happened during the middle of the night. They give 100%.
They do. So, consider the cost, consider the time. If we had a $200 million budget, it'd be different. But we don't.
Yes.
Anyway, thanks for being here in Mickey's absence, and hope he gets back safely through the. Hope it doesn't storm. You know, I just pray for rain.
It was good for you guys to come in and let people see the people behind the scenes.
Exactly.
So
That's
I think
good.
that's great.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. Y'all are welcome anytime. We got to go. We'll see you tomorrow.